What are extremely backward classes? Why are they crucial in Bihar politics? Explained. The extremely backward classes EBCs have been an important part of Bihar politics, with many political parties and leaders wooing them as they constitute 36 of the state's population. With state elections in October-November, Congress, BJP and RJD are cultivating the EBCs as vote bank. Let us understand how EBCs have influenced Bihar politics, how they are classified and why parties give special attention to them. During elections. Nan extremely backward classes EBCs refer to socially and educationally disadvantaged castes that are more marginalized than the general other backward classes OBCs. The EBCs often lack access to education, political representation, economic opportunity, and basic social services. EBCs are not a separate constitutional category like SC or ST. They are typically a subgroup within the OBC other backward classes category, created to identify the most deprived castes among OBCs. In India, the 10 reservation under the economically weaker sections use quota introduced via the 103rd Constitutional Amendment in 2019 is meant for economically backward people who do not fall under scustab categories. EBCs may also be eligible for scholarships, housing schemes, fee waivers, and financial aid from both central and state governments. Nan the creation of EBCs in Bihar goes back to more than 50 years ago when Kaporai Thakur was the chief minister, who was from an extremely backward community. Thakur constituted the Mungari Lal Commission in 1971 to study the economic, social, educational, occupational, and government sector participation of backward castes in the state. The commission submitted its report in February 1976. By that time, Congress Jagannath Mishra became the CM, and he did not take any action on the report. The Mungari Lal Commission identified 128 castes as backward in economic, social, occupational, and educational terms. These castes were then divided into two categories. 34 castes were placed under the backward class category, and 94 castes were listed under the extremely backward class EBC category. When Kaporai Thakur became the CM for the second time in 1977, he announced plans to implement the Mungari Lal Commission's recommendations in 1978. The recommendations included 8 reservation for backward classes, 12 for extremely backward classes, 3 for women of all castes, and 3 for economically backward castes. However, the reservation based on economic criteria was later declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. In 1990s, the implementation of the Mandal Commission recommendations, which provided 27 reservation for OBCs nationally, shifted focus to caste-based affirmative action. In Bihar, under Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav 1990-1997, reservations for OBCs were increased from 12 to 14, but there was no specific mention of a purely economic EBC category at this time. The EBCs as a pure economic category gained traction in Bihar and nationally in 2000s. The Bihar government began recognizing economic deprivation for non-SC/ST OBC groups, especially after the 2006 reservation policies for economically weaker sections in educational institutions. However, specific schemes targeting EBCs as an economic group in Bihar were limited until later. In 2019, under the 103rd Constitutional Amendment, 10 reservation for economically weaker sections was introduced across India for those not covered by scustab quotas. In 2023, the Bihar Assembly passed a bill to increase reservation for backward classes, extremely backward classes SCS and STS from the existing 50 to 65. As per the Bihar Reservation Amendment Bill, quota for extremely backward class EBC has been increased from 18 to 25 for backward class BC, from 12 to 18 for SC, from 16 to 20, and for ST the quota will be doubled, from 1 to 2. The existing 3 reservation for BC women has been scrapped. Nan and the Bihar government released the results of a caste-based survey of the state on October 2, 2023, which revealed that 36 of the state's total population belongs to the EBC category, comprising a total of 112 castes. In fact, it was RJD chief Lalu Prasad who first realized the importance of EBCs because of their cumulative numbers, much more than any individual dominant group like the Yadavs. 14.27 of the population as per the caste census, and Muslims about 17. Among the EBCs, only 4 castes Tili, Mela, Kanu, and Danak have a population of more than 2. Among Muslim castes, Julaha is the only one with a significant presence, constituting 3.5 of the population. 7 other castes Nania, Chandravanshi, Nai, Barhai, Tahuniya Muslim, Kumhar, and Kunjaram Muslim each have a population of less than 2, as per an Indian Express report. Beyond these 12, none of the remaining 100 EBC castes has even a 1 share in the total population. The added. Nanan Rahul Gandhi on May 15 visited Darbhanga to attend the Shiksha or Nyaya Samvad Education and Justice Dialogue, where he addressed the backward, extremely backward, Dalit Mahadalit, and minority communities, advocating for reservations in private institutions. Gandhi raised the caste survey issue and demanded reservations for students from the SC and ST communities in private institutions. He accused the Nitish Kumar government of denying funds to them under the SC/ST plan, meant to ensure the communities receive a proportionate share of development benefits. We want to raise 3 demands: conducting a caste census in the country, reservation for OBCs other backward classes, EBC's economically backward classes (SCS) and STS in private institutions and ensuring funds for SCS and STS under the government's SCST sub-plan, he said, as quoted by India Today. Swipe left for next. Video. Meanwhile, BJP's national officer-bearers and the party's national leadership have toured the state and held meetings with its allies to complete the caste mapping, as per a report by the Economic Times. Sources said the BJP, along with its allies, reached an understanding that castes finalized from each seat allocation and candidates would be finalized later. The BJP's Bihar unit is eyeing a larger pie of seats this time. It has suggested to its central leadership that sometimes smaller allies prefer individuals over caste while selecting candidates driven by funding concerns, and therefore were demanding a caste mapping exercise. Latest blogs.